Lorena?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, Lorena, can you tell me about yourself?
I'm Lorena Sumandoran Amoy. I'm married. I have two kids. I live in Biasong Dipolog City, Zamboanga del Norte.
Okay, I have a few questions for you to answer, so let's start.
Yes,
Why do
ma'am.
you want to work as a maid?
I want to work as a maid because I want to help my husband or to bright, brighter of my kids.
Okay, why you choose Malaysia when there is a lot of other country?
As Malaysia because this is an Asian country and also near in the Philippines.
Okay, how do you qualify for this job?
I qualify because this is here in
Okay, may I know your educational level is?
graduate of vocational diploma
What went experience?
runs business.
You have years of taking care of babies.
Um,
Your kids, okay, how elder? You worked before.
ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
are you willing to work with your in-law or in stay together?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you still working now?
No, ma'am.
Do you know how to cook?
Yes, ma'am.
What sort of
Beautiful, ma'am. But I will.
to washing, cleaning, ironing? From house chores that I mentioned to you, which do you like most?
Ma'am.
If ever you were selected to work in Malaysia, who will take care of your kids?
My husband.
You are not allowed to use handphone during working hours.
Yes, ma'am.
You are only allowed to use handphone after you finish all the works and when going to bed.
Yes, ma'am.
You are strictly needed to surrender the handphone to your employer in the morning and your employer will return back to you once you're going to bed.
Yes, ma'am.
If ever your employer finds out that you're abusing of using your handphone and it's affected your work performance, your employer will confiscate your handphone and you are not allowed to hold it anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
Instead, your employer will allow you to call to your family 3 times in a month. You only allowed to bring normal phone and you are not allowed to bring smartphone. Are you agreed for the terms
Yes.
and condition?
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
Okay, are you agreed to the rules and regulation for the handphone?
Yes, ma'am.
How many years is the contract as you agreed and understand?
2 years contract, ma'am.
Can you describe for me your attitude?
I am a hardworking, disciplined, trustworthy, and patient.
How can you assure us that you will work in Malaysia?
I can assure you, ma'am, to work in Malaysia. Uh, I work harder for to support the brighter of my brighter future.
Okay. Can you promise not to use the telephone without the permission of your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you promise not to put on makeup but to dress properly while work?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you promise not to invite friends and relatives without the consent of your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you promise not to ask for advance salary from your employer under any circumstances?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you really understand of the rules and regulation of the agency?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you pay any placement fee for you to come to Malaysia to work as a maid?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any history of sickness, breast cancer, or any other illness?
No, ma'am.
Do you suffer from any skin diseases, allergies, or physical defect?
No, ma'am.
Okay, do you smoke?
No, ma'am.
Have you undergone any operation before?
No, ma'am.
Okay, are you medically fit or are you fit to work?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you allergic with any food?
No, ma'am.
Okay, are you prepared to eat the type of food taken or given by your employer?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you prepared to work for the employer of different races?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you afraid of dogs or other pets?
No, ma'am.
Are you afraid of being left alone in the house?
No, ma'am.
Can you promise to work according to instruction from your employer?
Yes, ma'am. I promise.
Okay, do you have any family members working in abroad right now?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Lorena, we have finished our question section. Let's proceed for case study. I have a case study for you.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to respond truthfully.
Yes,
Upon
ma'am.
arrival in Malaysia, within 6 months only, if ever one of your family members passed away, Lorena, what will you do?
If ever if is this matter happened to me, first I will ask a permission to my employer if I can go home, or and then if she give me permission, so I will go home. But if not, so I will finish my contract also.
Okay, so what will you do to your family members passed away?
Uh, I will call my I will call I will call only na, ma'am.
Okay, you will call them only. How about you will send money?
I ask my employer if I can send him a money.
Okay, if in case your employer is watching you right now, Lorena, what do you want to tell them?
To my future employer, I'm blessed to be your choice, and trust me for trust me because because become your housemate someday. I promise you that I will obey whatever the contract agreement, both of us, and I will respect to my employer.
Okay, tell us about yourself again.
Uh, I'm Lorena Sumandoran. I'm Lorena Sumandoran, Humoy, ma'am.
Tell us about yourself again.
I'm Lorena Sumandoran, married. I have 2 kids, and I live in Dipolog City, Biasong, Zamboanga del Norte.
Do you want to work in Malaysia as domestic helper?
Yes, I want to work in Malaysia as domestic helper
And why do you want to work in Malaysia as domestic helper?
because I want to help my husband for the brighter of my kids.
Okay, thank you very much, Lorena. We will update to your agency if there is any selection made by the employer.
Thank you, ma'am.